And we are back, and we just finished watching 2022's Enola Holmes 2, rated PG-13, with a runtime of 2 hours and 9 minutes. This film is currently streaming on Netflix and is the sequel to the 2020 original, I guess, movie of Enola Holmes, based on the books by Nancy Springer. This was directed by Harry Bradbeer, with screenplay credits to Jack Thorne and a story credit to Harry Bradbeer. This follows immediately, I guess, after the first part, and Enola, played by Millie Bobby Brown, is opening up a detective agency to help people, but finds herself in the predicament of not being able to acquire a clientele until she has to close down her business, but then is visited by a young girl named Bessie who is looking for her sister.
And hijinks ensue.
And then hijinks ensue. I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. I'm going to start with you. What did you think of the film?
I thought it was okay.
Just okay?
Just okay. I vaguely recall the first one.
I was going to say, do you remember the first one enough to say if you like this one more than the other?
I do believe I like the first one better than I like this one.
Okay, fair enough.
There wasn't anything bad about this one. It was a mystery. I felt like this one had a lot more Sherlock in it.
Yeah.
And I was kind of...
Sherlock sucks.
No.
He's not as bad as Mycroft or whatever the hell his name was.
The other brother.
Yeah, that guy was dumb.
Sure.
Mycroft wasn't even in the sequel.
Yeah, Mycroft wasn't even in this
Well,
one.
he was in it in like a picture when they showed the whole family.
They showed a photograph of him.
Okay.
That doesn't count.
Yeah, sure.
Irrelevant.
Doesn't it count when Tippi Hedren's in the TV in Birdemic?
Oh my god.
She gets her own freaking IMDb credit. For God's sakes.
Where was I?
Who's Tippi Hedren? Oh, right. Oh, that lady.
Yes.
Yeah, the lady who couldn't manage a doorknob in the Birds.
All right.
We're not talking about the Birds, though.
Ran it in.
My rage overtakes me. It was okay. Like I said, this one felt like there was a lot more Sherlock. I don't know if that was like a good or a bad thing. I mean, it's nice that they have like a relationship, but I kind of would have preferred if it was just Enola Holmes, like an Enola Holmes mystery. I don't know if it needed to be 2 hours again.
Yes. Yes.
Like for this sort of thing, it's like, oh, it's the younger sister of Sherlock. It's basically fan fiction. The mystery doesn't need to be that convoluted. I know you're trying to like
up the stakes,
weave some history in there, and you could totally do that, but I feel like you could have done it in an hour and a half.
Yes.
And it would have been a nice, tight story. I mean, Millie Bobby Brown is good.
She's fantastic.
I don't mind the asides to the camera, the breaking of the fourth wall. They did that in the first one as well. Also, the little cartoons and how they like show things being figured out. That's
I enjoy when they show that because sometimes I'm lost and it's nice to see the clues put on the screen again.
Yeah, there you go. It's a nice little clever thing, and this isn't supposed to be like some cerebral, masterful whodunit. It's almost like, oh, okay, here I am, I'm the bad guy. It's sort of like that. Yeah. So overall, I would say it was okay. If you're a fan of Millie Bobby Brown, you're gonna be quite happy with this. If you're a fan of Henry Cavill, you'll be happy with this.
Wait, isn't she the one that plays Eleven in Stranger Things?
Yes.
She sure is.
Oh my god!
I knew I recognized her haircut.
Also, if you're a fan of the book series,
you're a fan of the book series, you'll probably like it. I never read any of the books, but
if you want to study fashion and like historical costumes, I think this is also a nice. I mean, I think they do a good job.
I have no idea if these costumes are period accurate. They look like you would expect from that time. Maybe they were a little bit more vibrant in color.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
People were trudging through horse shit 90% of their day.
Yeah.
So I doubt they would be. Yeah, I doubt they'd be running around in pastels.
Yeah.
That hold their color. Especially since, like, if you had a nice suit, that was your suit, and you wore it every day. And then on Sundays or like one Sunday a month, you'd wash it in gutter water.
Oh my god.
And go down to the Thames.
Yeah,
and
people
scrub
were
it
people. It's funny when that you see movies like this. It's like people weren't that clean.
clean. No, they all have perfect teeth and stuff.
Yeah. No one looked like that.
No one looked like that. Everybody stunk like horse manure. The bottoms of every woman's dress was just dark.
Caked with just unspeakable horror.
Yeah. And they really shy away from Sherlock's cocaine love. If you're a fan of Sherlock Holmes, he wasn't getting drunk.
Yeah,
He was
getting high.
He was getting high. There's even a line in one of the books where he's just like, "Leave me to my you have your wife and I have my cocaine." That's like a literal line from Sherlock Holmes.
I think I actually like this one better than the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because it goes straight into the story. Although I do agree with you, if they had trimmed some of the fat on this, I would have been hella happier and maybe given it a higher number. But for what it is, I think it's light entertainment. I think it's flexible enough that you can have a younger audience. It is PG-13, so it's kind of family friendly. I think 10 and up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
There's nothing objectionable in it at all.
I don't think there was anything objectionable.
Yeah. Gigi, what'd you think?
This movie was pretty good.
Do you remember the first one?
Not at all.
I was going to say, did you like this one better than the first? All right, well, without giving too much away, did you have a favorite scene?
Maybe the big reveal of the big bad.
Okay. What about favorite character?
Probably Enola. She's smart.
Although you didn't like all the smoochy and googly eyes.
I don't know. I felt like they could have.
I feel like your self-respect just completely plummeted. Your self-respect for Enola
It's
completely
just respect, not self-respect.
Oh, respect. Sorry, respect for Enola plummeted as soon as you heard.
My respect.
They've been building that from the first movie.
Yeah,
so.
like Dad said,
like it's unearned.
so my respect wasn't like it didn't drop because it's not like he was her uncle, Rhaenyra.
Rhaenyra.
But
Naughty.
I feel like they could have just like smiled at each other and not made out.
Fair enough. I mean, this is Victorian England, so it wasn't like too much smoochy smooch.
There really wasn't that sort of thing. Wasn't looked.
Yeah.
Looked upon
Yeah,
kindly.
I remember us watching a movie one time and it took place like in the past, and they were like rubbing their faces together instead of kissing.
Yeah, that was pretty scandalous too.
And, you know, maybe they could have done that
What
instead.
movie was that?
I have no idea, but I just remember
This sounds
being.
vaguely familiar.
I just remember being like, "Why aren't they just kissing? What's happening?" Because they were literally just like rubbing the sides of their face together. So maybe they could have done that for it to be more accurate.
Maybe. What about you, Olive G? What'd you think of this film?
I felt bad for that guy's penis. I felt bad for that guy's penis.
That weird old
Even
man.
though he was evil.
I didn't. I
I
said she should have ground.
I
Should have ground that under her boot.
I felt shocked, but I didn't feel bad for his penis.
I think we all laughed, didn't
We
we?
all laughed, does it? Because I mean, that's like you wouldn't. It's like, oh, it's Enola Holmes. It's like Sherlock Holmes' younger sister. You don't expect a guy to get a giant hook jammed into his scrotum and then smashed into the ceiling and then plummeting to his death. That's like an ending you'd expect from a Schwarzenegger movie in the 80s. That's like that old series. Remember the 80s? Like all the bad guys got just killed in the most over-the-top, psychotic way imaginable. Strapped to a rocket, fired into a volcano or something.
Oh my gosh. Did you have a favorite character in this, Olive G?
No.
No.
Not even Enola.
I like the red haired girl.
Sarah Chapman.
Oh, Sarah Chapman.
Yeah. I thought she was okay. I think at one point I figured out that she was gonna be Well, I don't want to. I guess we shouldn't give too much away. Yeah, I feel like I like this one a little bit more, only because it goes straight into the story. I feel with the first one there was a lot of build up because you're introducing this character and you're trying to set a tone. So I think here they sort of just kind of get into it. But I do agree with you. I think some of the scenes weren't necessary, or maybe they could have been condensed. Yeah, I think the introduction of the big bad was also interesting because this series is doing well for them, obviously. So there's stuff that happens that leads you to believe that there probably will be a continuation of this story.
Yeah.
Is that it? Do we have anything else to add?
I mean, not without giving up spoilers, because usually we're like sort of like critique what we liked and liked, but I can't really give anything away here.
Right. I mean, I didn't dislike the film. I think it was just the pacing of it that was a little too much.
I didn't mind the pacing. Like I didn't feel like it dragged. I just feel like there
was too much extra. I
there
feel
was too much extra going on. I don't know if it was absolutely necessary. I didn't feel like there was a need for Sherlock's case to merge into her case.
Yeah.
I didn't even feel like seriously. I felt like it should have just been
Enola
and Henry Cavill his role should have been similar to the first one, where he may like lend advice or something, or
pop in and out,
or pop in at like a key moment, but not be sort of like a direct influence upon the case.
Yeah.
I mean, that sort of bugged me a little, that their cases sort of merged into each other.
Yeah,
that felt a little cliche.
Yeah,
you should have known that was coming. I mean,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean by it's cliche. It's like, all right, it's going to happen. Like any sort of thing where it's like two people trying to figure out a mystery, and then it's like, wait a minute, are you telling me the guy I've been hunting is the person that you've been looking for this entire time? It's so overused.
Yeah, agreed.
And plus then you have it's an Enola Holmes movie, and then it's like, wait a minute, is this now a Sherlock Holmes movie? And there are other parts of the movie where it's just like, stop using Sherlock Holmes' things. I want to see Enola Holmes develop her own little cast of side characters. The only Enola Holmes character really is the mom and Tewksbury and Edith. And then now you're throwing in Lestrade and Sherlock and other people who I would rather not mention that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Sherlock's useless.
No, Sherlock Holmes is awesome.
Yeah.
But
Not
do you
in
think
her movies?
Do you think
he's too awesome in her movies is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He should not be that big of an impact upon
because this is supposed to be about Enola Holmes. Yeah. Why did I say Enola Holmes. Olive G, do you think Sarah Chapman will return?
No.
What about you, Jay? You think Sarah Chapman will return?
Maybe. She seemed like a good investigator.
Yeah.
Yeah, before I realized they were like going to say, okay, this is an actual historical figure, I was going to think, oh, well, she could be like the science person on Enola's team.
Yeah.
And that would be a new, interesting addition.
Right.
And then you got the little girl, what was her name? Bess. Or whatever? Bess. She could be like the little street urchin kid who gets
all the
secret information and whatnot. Child labor was totally fun.
Back then, absolutely.
Yeah. And then you build that cast of characters. And I really would have liked if she had her own big bad. That bothered me.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I've never read the book series, but I think it would have been better to just invest in Enola and Enola's kind of journey into being a female detective.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot could be done with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, Henry Cavill is okay to look at. So, I mean, it's not like it's too taxing, but at the same time, it's in my mind, I'm like, oh, look, it's The Witcher.
Yeah.
And I can't believe they're replacing him with Liam Hemsworth. What the hell?
That is
so bizarre. I mean, at least somebody that looks like him. I don't know.
Or somebody that looks a bit more like Henry Cavill looks rugged.
Yeah.
Like he's like that rugged toughness. Liam Hemsworth
is dainty.
He looks like he should be in a boy band.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know?
Agreed.
I mean, and I don't even know.
I mean, unless he's going to go on the Marvel diet.
I don't even know if he's going to be like the tough boy on the boy band. You know, they always got the tough boy, the rebel,
The sensitive
the
one.
guy you bring home to mom. There's the archetypes.
Yeah.
I don't know which one Liam Hemsworth is, but it certainly isn't the tough guy.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm sort of disappointed because up until now, it's been a great series. But
You know what? I'll give the guy a chance to surprise me.
all right.
We're not really reviewing The Witcher, but
No, but every time I see Sherlock, I'm like, oh, look, it's The Witcher.
yeah, it's surprising how
Gerald.
how much Sherlock's running around without a shirt on. But that's a lie. He kept his suit on the entire time.
Yeah.
Sorry, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen,
If you go that way.
go that way.
I'm going to start with you, G. 1 to 10.
I'll give this like a 7. This is a good movie.
7. What do you say?
Yeah, I guess I'd give it a 7.
Oh, wow. I feel terrible. I was going to give it a 6 or a 6.5.
6. Oh, well, 6 to me is okay. I would say it was good. No,
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe this is a 6.
I feel like it's better than average, so it's more than
better,
a 5.
Okay, it's better. Yeah, okay.
It's certainly not a 10.
I'll give it a 6 then too. I think you're right. Considering when I'm thinking back on it, yeah, probably a 6. I may have given the other one a 7.
But see, I feel so. I don't remember what I gave the other one, but I feel like I like this one more because again, it just went right into the story. I agree with you. It should have been shorter. I also agree with you. Sherlock should have taken more of a back seat here. It would have been nice to see her kind of build her brand and get her crew.
I think that's why I like the first one better because it was her movie. It was entirely her movie. Sherlock was
a side character.
A side character that was pretty much avoided. Like she was avoiding him the entire time. And you were like rooting that he'll help her out. She didn't need it. There was no intertwining of cases and look at that. Wow. Yeah, I think that's why I preferred the first one over this one. And if they do make a third one, I would hope that they go back
to the first,
just
or the style. Of
just
the first.
keeping it more. But I'm not saying get rid of Sherlock. Just saying it should be her movie and her movie entirely. Like that, if she finds a case and she solves it from beginning to end. Maybe Sherlock provides says something that turns on the light bulb on her head.
On her head, right.
But
because that's how it was in the first one. I think
that's how it was in the first one. Yeah, but otherwise, keep it
separate.
Yeah. And I just like I said, I don't want to get into spoilers, but the fact that they're setting up Sherlock to be. I guess they're building his universe,
kind of,
characters, and it's just like, this isn't
supposed to be a Sherlock movie. Yeah, it's supposed to be an Enola Holmes movie.
So 6.
6. Okay, I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I think that from where it starts to where it ends, it's pleasant. It's definitely family friendly. There's a lot of pretty frocks and I guess decent special effects. I mean, most of that stuff was CG, right?
I mean, like the streets and stuff.
I mean, I think
I'm
the
sure.
streets
I'm
were
sure
like
some of
a
it had to be done,
soundstage,
but I've seen like a lot of that in other.
Yeah, but
movies
even like
that
the
take
over
place
the
in-
head shot, like over the crane shots, it's like that was all CG.
No,
that wasn't really.
That's all CG.
Yeah, nobody's building 1800s London.
Yeah,
anytime soon. Question for you:
Ma.
Enola Holmes 2 or Paddington 2?
Are you insane? Are you insane?
I want to hear you say it.
Paddington 2.
Absolutely.
There is like Paddington
Absolutely.
2 is like few films could touch.
Yes.
Paddington 2.
It is a perfect movie. I think I gave that a 10.
It is about as close as you can get to a perfect movie.
It is a perfect movie. You are incorrect.
In fact, it may be, and the only reason why I don't judge it as perfect is I don't believe there is perfection. And if I accept that there is perfection and it is Paddington 2, that means nothing ever will be better than that. And there's no point in anybody else trying, so just stop making movies. And I don't want that.
I don't want that either. But I think we can also agree that Paddington 2 is a perfect film.
It's as close to perfection as has been achieved so far in cinema.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I'll accept that.
Yeah, like no, they're different species.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, this was cute. This was cute. This is definitely geared towards a young audience. I like the messaging about Enola and strong girls and smart girls and stuff like that. But if you haven't seen it, go check out Paddington 2. But if you're looking for something fun and light that isn't too taxing and is fairly recent, I think this came out within the last month or so, right?
yeah. And if you like Millie Bobby Brown,
And if you like
Came
Millie
out
Bobby,
like this month.
did it? I
Yeah,
don't
this
even
is
remember.
very recent.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so tired. I want to go to sleep. I want to see another episode of Cabinet of Curiosities, but I feel like the engine is
this kid needs to
petering
get out of the
out.
damn bathroom. Seriously.
I know. What is she doing in there? She's kissing everybody goodbye. Olive, hurry up. I love her so much, even though she drives me crazy.
Wow.
Do we want to talk about Cabinet of Curiosities or no?
What's there to talk about? It's a good show. But
It's a good show. Everybody should watch it. Yeah, Netflix is putting out some good shit.
good.
Language, please. All right, come on, sit down and give us your number because we want to wrap this up.
I know, I'm falling asleep.
Seriously.
Come on, Olive G. Olive G, a number, 1 to 10.
I'd give this. Well, I give the first Enola Holmes an 8, so I'd give
You gave the first one like a 14.
a 15 grace
So why'd you say 8 if you knew?
because I've seen better things.
No, what's
All right,
going
come on, let's.
Let's focus on this movie.
Yeah.
Forget about the first one. 1 to
I
10, this
give
movie.
This movie a 7.
A 7.
A 7. Okay.
Fair enough. 7, 6.5, 6. All right. I guess this is...
If you
This
got
is a
2
watch.
hours to kill,
Got
There
2
you
hours
go.
to kill. If you like Millie Bobby Brown, if you like just a decent story, you don't feel like taxing your brain.
This is it.
This is okay.
Yeah.
You probably ain't gonna remember it in a week, but
Probably.
it'll kill 2 hours of your day, and you won't feel insulted.
There you go. There you go.
Or you can just watch Stranger Things.
Or you can watch Stranger Things also streaming on Netflix
Yeah, or Paddington 2.
or Paddington 2. I don't know where that's playing, but if you
HBO
haven't
Max?
seen it, I don't know where it's playing. But
HBO Max.
is it?
HBO Max.
Okay. I believe you. All right. We're going to wrap it up because I need to get to bed. All right. That's it from us, and we will bid you all a
Good night.
Good night.
night.
good night.